It's like Toulouse was specially constructed to be the A380 production site. Firstly, it is a very romantic city. It is also called the Pink City because of the peculiar color of the bricks. Secondly, it was here that Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, the famous writer who made millions of people around the world look at the sky differently, was born. Just like our monster, the A380. While the fuselage sections that arrived here at night are being unloaded near the main Airbus assembly hangar, one of the world's largest cargo planes is landing on the tarmac of the local Blagnac airport. It's branded the Beluga, a name it received due to its external resemblance to the enormous deep-sea inhabitant. The powerful transporter has brought the tail of the A380 from Spain for assembly. Most transport aircraft load and unload from the tail, but this plane is unique in every single way. Its nose ramp folds up, and the part of the future monster simply slides out onto a special platform which slowly and carefully approaches the plane. Usually the most difficult thing is to properly secure the cargo inside the hold. In all honesty, the Beluga has a rather exotic aerodynamic shape, and controlling it is no easy feat. And if the balance of the aircraft is suddenly off, it will be almost impossible to land it. A special person is responsible for correct placement of the cargo. Oh, and he flies together with it, evidently to feel a greater responsibility for the work he's done. The Beluga spends at most an hour in the hangar, unloading, a quick inspection of the aircraft, checking all systems, and its wings up and back. In Spain, the next tail of the next giant aircraft in line is already waiting for its turn. Thanks to its impressive size, the Beluga can take on board 47 tons of cargo at a time. But because of this, its range of movement is very small. It's more reminiscent of the range of some light aircraft. This giant can fly only 1,700 kilometers. Still, for the distance from France to Spain, that will more than suffice. Now that all the components of the A380 have arrived in one place, all that remains is to assemble them. For the monster plane, Airbus had to build a monster hangar. The weight alone of the metal structures used to build this workshop is 34,000 tons. That's 4 times the weight of the Eiffel Tower. The width of the doors through which the planes roll in and out of the hangar is 90 meters, and there are 8 of those doors. It comes as no surprise that this structure can be seen with the naked eye from space. In total, 3 aircraft are assembled in the assembly shop at the same time. In turn, the 3 main assembly slipways are set up here. When the fuselage parts take their place, the slipway, with a total weight of 1,200 tons, seems to envelop the future monster from all sides. Still, riveting different sections to each other isn't exactly rocket science. That being said, you do have to tinker with connecting and labeling all the electrical and computer systems. It is this incredibly painstaking and vital job that takes up most of the time.
Thousands of wires soldered, but we've established a setup in which everyone does their own part of the job, and then an inspector comes and checks it all multiple times.
One of the trickiest operations is joining the wing consoles to the fuselage. They're moved to the desired position by crane beams, and then precise laser corrections are performed. Around 4,000 high-strength bolts are used to connect one wing to the fuselage. And that being said, fastening the sections is no easier. What's more, there are also several thousand such templates on the assembly slip, and each one suits only a certain place on the aircraft body.
Every day we take to the air to test a new engine or a new system.
The process of testing a new item on this aircraft to serial introduction usually takes years. Aviation is both a cutting-edge and rather conservative industry. The cost of error is too high, so all ideas and materials are checked dozens of times. And this means that on those planes, now being assembled in the Airbus hangars, systems are being installed that were invented and tested several years ago. The final silhouette of our monster has already taken form on the main slipway. Now it is being retrofitted with various units and mechanisms. Several teams are working in parallel on the assembly slipway. One is responsible for the tail, the other for the right wing, the third for the left, and so on. It's important that everyone keeps in time with their schedule. After all, just one sluggish group of 4 or 5 people could delay the delivery of the entire liner, and this spells colossal penalties. One of the most critical areas is the installation of the landing gear, which, by the way, contains Russian titanium. This is generally the only element of this huge aircraft where products from our industry are at least somehow used. But to be fair, this can be deemed as a very crucial unit element. It takes on a huge load when landing. And of course, titanium is one of the strongest metals on Earth, the only one capable of handling the task, provided that the wheels don't fail. The planes that are on the slipways have yet to be painted. After assembly is complete, in this slightly presentable form, they fly on their own from France to Germany, where they'll be given the final polish. The only detail that's already shimmering with all the airline colors is the tail. In fact, there's an online camera installed under the ceiling in the assembly shop. The customer of the aircraft can see the feed from it, and from the tail, he can determine which of the 3 aircraft is his and what state of readiness it's in.